Hi, this is Greg. I've been asked to share about my prayer time and the methods that I use for prayer. So yeah, it's very simple. My prayer time is very structured. I write out my prayers. I have a spiral notebook that I use every morning to dialogue with God. I started that as an early believer just so that I could stay on track, stay focused, and if my mind did wander, it's easy enough to know where I left off. Um, I guess for a while I did it just to make sure that I covered certain points during the prayer time. I see now that might have been overkill, but at the time it was necessary. Uh, Part of the writing, though, in two ways, involves Scripture. One way is just taking a passage of Scripture and continually writing it each day, copying it over, whether it's a scriptural passage that speaks directly to something I'm involved in at the time, or placing someone's name in the passage, like for instance Isaiah 61, the first few verses there. I might say that the Spirit of the Lord is upon, and then put somebody else's name there, and then continue with their name throughout the passage, so that it drives into my heart that God has chosen them to do His work, and makes me look at them differently, treat them differently. So I want to do that on a regular basis, and so I've been doing that probably the past 8 years. The other part of copying Scripture is just continually going through each book. So I pick a book and copy the whole thing until it's finished, and then pick another book. So I've been doing that for a couple of decades. And it just allows me to be forced into Scripture every day without the concern of whether it's a topical kind of study or a favorite passage. It's just like I'm just going straight through the Bible. And that just really feels good. I feel connected to God through that process. I think the whole method of having my prayer time very structured and consistent, it frees my mind from thinking every morning, how's this going to look? Am I doing this right? It's like, well, I'm spending an hour with you, God, and you've shaped this to what I think works. So yeah, I hope that's helpful. Obviously, it's a bit too regimented for most people, but it really allowed me to feel centered. So when I went out into the world, I had already acknowledged who God is and who He says I am. So I felt prepared to act in a way that would glorify Him, or at least have the best opportunity or the best possibility to do that. So I hope that's helpful to you.